What's up, everybody? I'm George Mossey. I'm here with my co-host Heather C. And last night we got episode 8 of You, Me, and Your Ex. It was pretty insane, action-packed. Every scene was crazy. So let's just jump right in. Okay, so Jerry went back to the cabin where he sent Kay because Kay couldn't deal with living in the house with Jessica, which I don't blame her. So he goes back to the cabin and Kay doesn't answer the door. Jerry freaks out. And then one of the producers get a call from Kay, and Kay says that she realized while sitting in the cabin her worth is better than what Jerry was treating her. Congratulations, Kay. We saw it. We wanted you to move on. You were better than this situation. Now you know it and you have escaped. Thank you. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm anxious to see the next week to see how it all pans out, but that's a good start.
It's an amazing start. You deserve better. When he tried to put you in the closet, we were already there. We were like, okay, go. You are better than this. You do not have to deal with Jessica's underhanded, snarky, crazy comments. All right, so let's talk about Josh, Danielle, Jennifer, and Chantel. So Chantel's in labor. So she went to her 39th week visit, and they determined that it was time for her to be induced. She was induced. 3 days went by, and at that point, the baby had not been born until the third day, and then it was due to preeclampsia, which is something that I learned last night. I'd heard the term, but it's a pretty serious condition, and the only way to cure it is to go into labor, which is what the doctors tried to do. And then after the baby was born, we found out Camila had combs, which is like some sort of pigment. And it's not serious, but you just have to put the baby in a incubator. Is that what you call it?
Yeah, it's a form of jaundice. It's when the skin is yellow and it's not quite to the pigment color yet. So basically, they just go in the little incubator, they put on the little sunglasses, and it's like they're sunbathing.
Yeah, so Camila is sunbathing. She's doing great. Next week, we're going to see she actually gets to go home. But when the episode was ending, she had been there for 5 days. And Chantel,
very stressful.
Very stressful. And Chantel told us this was the worst experience of her life.
I mean, I think pregnancy is like a hit or miss. You know, like you're either going to have like, you know, an awesome one where everything just goes smoothly, and then you're going to have one that maybe not so much. So it's unfortunate that she had so many health risks, but I'm glad at the end that both the mom and baby are fine and safe and healthy, and we can't wait to officially make her debut.
Yes, exactly. And I do want to say I love how close and connected this family is. Josh went to the hospital, and he was there and showed his support. Even though this is his biological child, he is stepping back, but he was still there for both Jennifer and Chantel. And I love how connected they are and how they're one unit. They're unified. It makes me so happy. So real quick, let's talk about April and Lauren. So Lauren threw April, along with April's daughters and mom, a bachelorette party, which April called it a wiener fest, which is pretty normal. I think this is what people, this is what happens. You're drinking out of wieners and the cake's shaped like a wiener. This is pretty normal, but April enjoyed it, and it really just showed the deep connection and friendship that Lauren and April have and how they've just overcome such adversity. And it makes me happy to see how close they are, because I know most women would despise each other in that situation. And not only are they doing things like this, she's her maid of honor for her wedding to her ex-husband. So again, I said last night on Twitter, April and Lauren are the definition of true friendship. If you look up true friendship in the dictionary, there's a picture of April and Lauren, because there's no other way to define it other than that.
I mean, I'm normally really nice and positive, but I don't know. My comments I'll keep to myself because nobody wants to hear an internet troll or bully. But I, only my opinion, think that her story is a little selfish. And, you know, sometimes it's premature because until you get to hear the whole thing, I mean, we only hear what TLC wants us to hear as they air it. So they could be portrayed as this horrible person, and then as the season progresses, you learn that, hey, they're not so bad after all. There's still more to their story. So I'm trying to give them the benefit of a doubt. But what I've heard so far, it's a very selfish situation. You know, you have Lauren, who I believe is the friend who she's married to her ex, right?
Yeah.
April's the one getting married, right?
April is marrying John, who was married to Lauren.
She has a really good attitude. And obviously, April knows that there's some wrongdoing because every time they interview her, she always says, "Oh, I'm so glad she put her feelings aside. I'm so glad." So you are human enough to know that people adjust to situations and that this might be hurting your friend. So I guess, like, I'm just different, but I look at the situation where if that was me, yes, I could put on a brave face, but at some point, you really need to have that talk. Make sure she really is good. Make sure it's not just a show. Because if you want this friendship to last, and like I said, I don't know, you guys are doing great as it is, so you don't have to listen to me. But I think that, so there's no hard feelings in the end, make sure things are really good. Because I know you're already married. I mean, this is just, a new wedding just so you could be nicer. But, I mean, it might, rehash things. I know the ex-husband is having a hard time with it. Yeah,
when you said that, it made me think of how Roy reacted to being asked to be at the wedding.
A lot of people can feel that way. They just hide their feelings. So, like I said, when I read her story, it seems kind of selfish to me. It's all one-sided. It's what she wants. I don't know if the people behind her want it as well, or if they're just supporting the person they love. So that's why I said, I'm sorry. I'll be the villain in this matter. But I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I'll wait till the end of the season, and I'll hear your whole story out, and, I hope I'm wrong.
I hope so too. I really want them to really be as happy as they appear. Because I told them last night, you should write a book. You should really tell people how you overcame. Because earlier in the season, we heard that Lauren wanted to run people over with her car at one point. So there was a time when those feelings were very real and very raw. So please tell us exactly how you got to where you are, because it's amazing. All right, guys, we're going to come back to part 2 and talk about the rest of the couples. This is part 1. My name is George Mossey. This is my co-host, Heather C. Make sure you follow us on Twitter and live tweet with us every Sunday night at George Mossey and at Pinky69Brit. We will be there, and we would love to see you as well. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will talk to you all real soon.
Bye.